for an online brand to have your 10% of the sales coming in from your own platform. That's great. And then you, and I mean, what I noticed, one very important thing is that you have a huge variety. That is one. And you told us that it's 40 to 50,000 plus SKUs that you've designed so far. And then when I look at the prices, I'm like, how are they doing this without funding? Like, it almost seems like you've discounted the prices for consumers like us so that you can be attracted, but you're making profits out of those prices. And I'm really shocked. Like, how are you making those numbers work? So I want to understand both. How are you producing so many designs, that large variety? How is that a machine? Like, how? And then how you kind of making sure that all of that is selling through again here?
If I just have to put it together in very short, is disrupting the supply chain, how people look at it. Second would be focusing on quality. Third would be making sure that we are profitable at every phase. So as I told you, this is a very legacy industry, जहाँ पे people are doing this thing कि ऐसे करना है तो ऐसे ही करना है. कि if a shirt is getting made, the lead time for fabric is 70 days. Then you have manufacturer who's making the garment, he'll take 50-60 days. This thing has to happen. So the supply chain was very long. For us, when we were looking at
it, that from concept to listing was very long, basically.
Very long. Turnaround time, for others, what I see, when I was at that time, was close to 4-5 months, which seemed very weird to me. Overall,
you would pass on the trends.
Yeah. So the idea was that when we had started, we did not really have that understanding of the industry, which turned out to be very good for us because we were looking at it through a very fresh perspective. Our target was I need this in 30 days. From the fabric to my listing, 30 days mein karna hai. It has to be done in 30 days. And how do we do it? Okay, there were a lot of challenges which we faced initially. Getting the fabric from the right person, making sure the quality is good at the same time, then getting the production done at the same time, making sure the quality is good, though it is happening faster. So there were a lot of different issues that we were facing at different stages, because also in the garment industry there are too many stages, from the yarn to the fabric, etc. There are a lot of issues.
So what is the most significant part of this process? Did you modify which turned your TAT from 4 months, 5 months to 30 days? Like, you must have changed something drastically to make that happen.
So to give you an idea, there are 86 small and big changes that we've made overall in the supply chain, which has now become the backbone of the company.
Wow.
I think the biggest change would be that we make sure that our fabric is completely under our control. From yarn to fabric, that stage we've cut down the lead time by a big margin. And also making sure that all the garments are ready at some stage, that whenever it needs to be done, it is done very quick and can be made at the turnaround time. Also, the second thing which I told you was quality. So, once the turnaround time was something which was sorted, we felt that quality was something that we needed to focus on. Because, your repeat customer is your loyal customer. If you don't have repeat customers, that means there is some problem and you need to resolve.
You can't keep acquiring new ones.
Yeah, exactly. So, after the supply chain was set, there was a time when we focused only on quality and making sure how to get those standards right. So, with our manufacturing units which we have in-house, we were able to achieve that, by having QC at different levels. Even a garment which is even sent out from our warehouse at the end stage where it is in our warehouse, it is sent after QC. So that, whenever the customer receives a product, he or she, is happy with the kind of quality that he is getting. And the third thing was profitability. From the first day, we had decided that, when we are doing a business, this was just a basic instinct which anybody who's doing a business understands, is that, if there is no profitability, I would be dependent only on, money from investors, etc., to be able to run my business. And even before thinking that we funding uthana hai, our main aim was ki, profitability is the core of any business. So, that is what was always in our mind. You must have heard that when people used to say that creating a brand worth 4-5 crores is easy. How will you go beyond that? Then they said that 10-15 का कर लो हो जाएगा. Then it can be 100 crore का D2C बन जाएगा, etc. It's not that big a deal, etc. Now we are at 400, and our vision is to do by 20-25,000. Even though we are able to do that kind of revenues.
Wow.
And in this whole process, we have broken a lot of barriers, and that is the reason why we've been able to create this brand.
Wow.